There's a smokiness, very faint smokiness, 5 ppm, 7 ppm, not more. Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Horst Lüning. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today we have another special release bottle from Diageo, vintage 2015. Here in my cask, it's a Brora, 37 years old. Price, 1,600, 1,800 pounds, dollars, euros. The ABV is 50.4, so I will have that one neat. And who is familiar with Brora knows these packaging already and this special bottle. There had been a lot of bottlings with 25 years old, 30 years old, and 35 years old on the market. And, well, the appearance is the same. In this small leaflet I got from the distributor as well as the sample there. Thank you for that. There's a lot written about the Brora. If a chocolatier made a malt, it would surely taste like this, with cocoa-rich shells and centers of caramel, cherry fruit, and marzipan, offset by a perfectly judged sea salt piquancy. Distilled in 1977, just 6 years before the distillery finally closed. So there might be another 6 bottlings until the warehouses are empty. A limited edition, natural cask strength, and of course all those special releases are uncolored. From a closed distillery at Brora on the Sutherland coast. It's quite north of Inverness on the east coast of Scotland. The oldest Brora we have bottled in this series, 14th of a limited series of annual releases. 14, not 16, so 14. Annual allocation has extended availability of this irreplaceable malt, but stocks are fast depleting. So the floors of the warehouses are visible, as it's told often. From refill American oak hogsheads filled in 1977. So refill American hogshead means there had been an American standard barrel from American white oak that was used for the maturation of bourbon, and in 1977 it most likely was used for 2 years. Then it was torn into single staves, and they were shipped to Scotland, and there they were refabricated in a hogshead, which is 20% bigger. So they added more staves, and the content is not only 55 gallon, means 280 liters, but 250 liters approximately, so 20% more. And then there was the first whiskey matured in it for, who knows, 3, 5, 7, 8 years. And then the whiskey here was put in that casks. So a lot of the primary aromas were already gone from that cask, from the staves of those casks. And 37 years, there's not much left in a cask after 37 years. So probably a fourth, a third. And those hogsheads, 250 liters, if they were full, you would have needed 15. So a third means 50 casks they have emptied for this bottling. So they are digging very fast into the warehouses. Only 2,976 individually numbered bottles worldwide. And here we go. Appearance deep yellow gold. Yes. So after 37 years, you do not have to color, really. There's enough left in a cask to bring up that color. Smooth, rounded, and well balanced. Peaty with a smoky, fresh lit fire soon give way to a scented candle wax and dry, fragrant herbs. Soft sultana cake notes, and so on and so on. Powerful at cask strength. Syrup smooth and sweet to start, then spicy. Mouth drying and faintly charred. In former times, a lot of peat was used as the energy source for the distillation, as well as the drying of the barley, and that brings the peatiness in the whiskey. And at Brora, or formerly known as Kleinlich and now known as Kleinlich, in between just Brora, they got electricity at 1960. 1960 electricity. So they moved all the barley up in the distillery to the highest point in the distillery. There's the coastal highway street, and there's just the sea. And so they came in either by ship or by a horse freight, and they moved up and delivered their goods, and then the water came down from the mountains, and the mash was produced, and then with gravity everything flowed down through the distillery, and the casks waited at the bottom and were filled, and down there also were the warehouses. So you do not need a lot of energy just for heating the stills and for drying the barley, and the rest went by gravity. So electricity in 1960, well, before there would have been a lot of peat used. Finish, medium to long and deeply warming, spicy too. Its herbal freshness fused with dark chocolate. Appetizing, toothsome tannins. Tannins, well, after 37 years. Distinctly minty again. And here's a picture of the old Brora. Today, you typically look from the Kleinlich distillery, from the parking lot, over to the Brora distillery. It looks completely different today. I was there some 15 years ago, no longer, 20 years ago, and there I was able to look through a gap in the doors and see the old stills. I don't know if they are gone. There are rumors that they will restart the distillery, but those are rumors. So here we go. Not too much, it's cask length. So 50.4 after 37 years is quite a lot. So it depends very much on the microclimate in the warehouse, how much the alcohol reduces over the years. Definitely they lost alcohol and water. So if you have 250 liters in a full-filled cask, then after 37 years you might have a fourth or a third left. So you need an awful lot of casks for this one bottling. Yeah. There's a smokiness, very faint smokiness, 5 ppm, 7 ppm, not more. And there's this bonfire, this fresh lit fire. And there's candle wax. And these herbs, yes. And a sweet honey note, yeah. But combined with the citrus note from the distillery, and no coconut. But in the back there's some sherry fruit. Sherry with CH, and not sherry from the sherry cask, the Spanish sherry, no. Sherry and probably this rosewater from marzipan. Very few toffee and butterscotch. Not really. Very complex, very balanced. It's one of the best from the special releases I had so far. Yeah. Syrup sweet, yes. And a little dryness and intense cocoa note. Front. Don't have these pseudo cocoa with a lot of sugar in it for mixing your milk. No, the real cocoa. You can buy it in the supermarket as well. There is a premium cocoa from special dealers, but to have this feeling about cocoa, just have one of those, a spoon tip full, not much more. Otherwise, it's very bitter and very intense. And this cocoa feeling, when you empty your mouth and the cocoa is still in your mouth, this is the feeling here. Wonderful. Little orange, so sweet orange. No red berries. No. Spicy. The aftertaste is warm, welcoming. I have another one. Orange juice, spiciness, this cocoa note. It's no coffee, no bitterness of coffee. These herbs and probably a little bit of licorice. And the tannins, well, they are quite light, and probably those cocoa notes slightly bitter. Not really much. These are those tannins. A lot of people say I'm so noisy during my tasting, so I'm sorry about that. But if you spread the liquid all over your mouth, then you have to be that noisy. And my microphone is very directed on my mouth, so I'm afraid you have to go through that. Sorry about that. So far, the best from the special releases of Diageo 2015. And thank you for watching. Stay tuned. There's more to come, even more expensive ones. And feel free to add your comments in our whiskey database and in our forum. And I'm happy to discuss this bottle with you there on Whisky.com.